Hello to all my friends out there on the interwebs. I'm Dakian, and this is another Monday about rambling about miniatures. It is in fact Monday the 18th of October, 2021. And here you can see my finished pile for the week. Now, there's not that many spooky minis done, considering the theme for the month is, of course, scary stuff leading up to Halloween. I finished one. Now, you might even be able, if you didn't know that she's a vampire, you wouldn't be able to tell. But this is Monique Dubois. She's a vampire. An armored fighter vampire, but still vampire. Tried to get at that with the skull and the headstone there. Anyway, the other stuff I finished is just old projects that have been on my workbench for a long time. Finally got done. We have these, Landsknechts. Historically, Landsknechts were in very, very bright colors. So, and a lot of color, a lot of variation in color. So I painted them in two different schemes. One mainly yellow, one mainly red, with various accoutrements. Now, feathers are still the bane of my existence. I still don't know how to paint feathers. I mean, I can paint feathers, but how to paint them to look nice, that's the question. Oh well. Moving on. We have some Reaper bones. We have the Pirate Mouselings, finally done. And we have the Butcher and his pig, stirring something up in a pot. Vegetable stew, for some reason. Oh, he looks kind of shiny. Oh well. No big deal. Yeah, but at least some old projects got off the work table and onto the finished shelves. And that's always something. Moving on.
So this week's presentation of stuff still on the paint table, a little bit more has happened, a bit more work has been done, especially on the sexy undead ladies. Though also on these characters here. Not so much on the monsters in the back. I didn't feel like painting monsters for some reason. Well, I'm painting these monsters, not these monsters. That's the difference. And yeah, you can see they're coming along. The thing with these vampire ladies is once I've painted the skin, finished the skin tones, what I'm going to do is paint these clingy dresses like they're partially see-through, like they're sheer cloth, and that takes a lot of time. That means the technique is glazing, thin glazes, and a lot of them. So we'll see if I get that done by next week, or if I prioritize stuff that's faster to paint. We'll just have to see what I feel like.
So on the workbench for prepping and priming, we have prepped and primed some new Halloween themed minis. We have the Headless Horseman, or rather the pumpkin-headed footman. We have the pumpkin monster Freddy, and the other one, whose name I forget, who's more of a snowman made of pumpkins, with a top hat and the broom. And then we have the Day of the Dead Duchess, who, again, not that much actual Day of the Dead paraphernalia. It's just a little skull there. But I'll paint her up in like Halloween colors, maybe, like green and orange or something. And then we have the only Halloween reference here is to the movie Halloween because of the hockey mask. A little female slasher. Now she's from Hasselfie Minis, and I put her on a base from Micro Art Studios. The others are Reaper, and I just used ordinary plastic bases and added some texture material to them. And yeah, we'll get started on these right away, because as usual, they are in the theme of the month and they have priority. Well, it has arrived. It's here. It's Bones 5, and it's a hell of a lot of stuff. You can tell how big the box is. And it was pretty heavy. And... geez, do I have to go through all this to see if I actually got all the stuff I ordered? I suppose I'll have to. Okay, so everything seems present and accounted for. In the sense that I've gone over the list and checked that yes, all the box sets are here, and all the little baggies with the add-ons are there, and the paints there, and the lucky dice that was not an add-on. I think that was just a stretch goal or bonus or something. Not sure. I have not gone through every single model to make sure that it's free of casting errors and all the pieces are there or whatever, because I'm not insane. I can't do that. I'll have to discover it as I go, and if there's a miscast somewhere, well, we'll live with it. So the final thing I have to do before I leave you today is pick out a few of these to start prepping for next week. Let's see what I come up with. So I've been picking out what to paint first, and to stay a little bit on theme, I picked out these 4 zombies from the core set. Interestingly, a lot of models require assembly this time around. Much more so, at least in the core set, there's many more that need assembly than the previous core set. I don't remember. I don't remember very far back, but I remember Bones 4, and there were definitely more pre-assembled stuff, minis there. I honestly prefer assembling them myself, because when they're factory assembled, sometimes the fit is not great, and you have to do some gap filling. Anyway, so those 4 zombies, and then I decided there's a lot of spell effects, like this hand spell, and another hand spell, and I think yet another one, and the floating disc. This is probably the spectral weapon, or whatever it's called, the cleric spell. This is the, I was going to say invisible stalker, but it's the unseen servant. We have a wall of stone and a wall of thorns. And all of this is from the basic core set, except this, the disapproving hand, which was an add-on. And you can see it does not approve, apparently, of whatever's going on. And the reason, of course, I'm picking these is because they're very simple and fast to paint. The translucent minis just need some washes and painting the stone floor. And boom, they're done. There are also these 3 little things. It came with, I don't think you can even see them. They're little spell effects, which a bit hard to see. But essentially, I think what these are supposed to be are actually things you add to other models. For example, if you have like a wizard with an outstretched hand casting a spell, and this might be an explosion, a fireball being sent out from that. I can't see what this little thing is. I would need a magnifying glass. But I'm not counting these as full miniatures. They're just little add-ons that you can we'll see if I want to use them for something, or I'll save them for later. Yeah, so mixed in with all the stuff that's still left to paint that's unfinished, I think this is going to be quite enough. And yeah, I'm hoping to get up to speed a little bit on the painting. Especially because I don't have that much time left in the year. See, there's another bit of news that I need to tell you about, namely that I'm going to be moving to another apartment. And this is going to happen in December. In the first half of December is I've overlapped the leases with 2 weeks, so I have time to do the move properly. And I'm moving to a larger apartment, a more centrally located one. But above all larger, it's got an extra room, so I'm going to have a dedicated hobby room for miniatures and painting. So once I get installed there, everything is going to be much better than here, where I'm painting at my kitchen table. But the transition is going to take a lot of work. There's going to be at least 2 weeks disruption where I'm not going to get anything painted. And even now, I'm kind of stressing out over the move already 2 months in advance, because there's so much to arrange and pack and get everything, you know, lined up. But I felt that it was something I had to do. I sort of outgrown the place where I am now, and you know, I had to take it a step further. So anyway, that's the good news and the bad news. The good news is I'm improving my living situation and painting situation, but the bad news is there will be a short-term interruptions. Anyway, that is still over a month in the future. The coming weeks, I hope to paint on my normal schedule. So tune in next week and see how I've done. This episode is finished. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so before. And then check back again in a week. Same day of the week. Same channel. Same Dakian. Who for now is signing off.